Hi, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News this week. Been kind of quiet week here at the racetrack.
It was quiet inside the track, but outside, man, there was a whole place was slammed.
It wasn't that quiet in there because that place was jam packed down there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
craziness, right?
the circus was here, man.
The circus was here.
Yeah,
And the clown left, but
They forgot one.
hey, you can't have a show without a show.
well, got that right.
All right, let's see. Let's thank our marketing partners. Let's see, S&N Communications. Gotta thank those guys.
That's in that infrastructure. You know, messed up already.
Oh man, I hope our room is still good for the weekend. Packet. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Oh man, Power Solutions. Thank him. I can only say it right once. Frontline Performance Race Fuels, Parts and Lubrications. I think Sammy Gator, appreciate him coming on board doing our show for us, or sponsoring the show side of it, our pit walk stuff. Langley Speedway, Bill, Chuck, Terry, 75 years. We can never thank those guys enough for letting us do the show.
And Adam went down and represented Langley Speedway really well down at Martinsville.
You got to drive the pace truck.
Had a
down
blast.
there.
I haven't heard anything about a ticket yet, so we should be good.
We'll find out. He can
Give
live
it-
on air.
Takes a few days.
Miles of Seamless Gutter. I can't thank Vivian and Courtney and them for Miles for doing our stuff. And while we're talking about Miles, you guys need to start thinking about getting your videos ready. We're gonna have 1 to 5 winners. We don't know what we're gonna land on yet, and I think we've kind of roughly decided the last one is just gonna be a complete draw. No voting. Whoever, the ones that do get picked, the last one, we're going to reach in a hat at the banquet, hopefully, if we're still allowed to make the announcement there. And we're just going to pull it right live in front of everybody. And that's going to be our last winner. So anybody can win. And it's going to be more than one. So get your videos in.
Anybody can win, but there's one person who can't. So,
Who's that?
We're talking about Hunter Walter.
Hunter Walter?
Huh?
Or Chris Bechtel?
I mean, Chris Bechtel. God, yeah. God,
I was like, what?
Chris
like,
Bechtel.
what?
Sorry, Hunter. You can win.
Chris Bechtel. He cannot win again this year.
But get your videos, start posting them, tag us in them, make sure we get them. 1 to 5 winners. Anybody's game.
1 to 5 winners. We're gonna get everybody's gonna get a little money, as they say.
Yeah.
And then the grand prize winner is gonna get a driving suit and a canopy for his race team.
Factory canopies, a 10 by 20 tent. It would already be designed. It's going to have Miles, factory canopies, and Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News on it.
Yep.
We will firm that up this weekend in Charlotte with factory canopies. Thank you, Todd, for saying that you would give that. We greatly appreciate it. Instead of chairs, I kind of squeezed him a little bit and got him to it. I'm like, well, what about a canopy? He's like, okay. I'm like, damn, that was easy. Can I get chairs too?
But think about it though. Every time we've gone to him, basically he's come up with something. I mean, he's not been one of those guys that's played us off and said, I'm gonna send it to you, and then we don't get it. But he has.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it may take him a little while to get it all set up and get it to us, but
yeah, because the tents are custom. He has the tents himself, but the cover is fully custom, so he doesn't have those stock in it.
No, he has to make those up. Yeah.
So thank you, Todd, for that. But we'll get something out. Maybe we can make something up and post that and kind of get this going. We got to start getting it going, and looking forward to whoever wins. But man, anybody can win. We know the league's the last one. We haven't figured out how we're going to divide this all up or whatever. But it's going to be 1 or 2 winners to 5 winners, and the last one we are going to draw for live. So anybody's game.
Yeah, anybody's game. But Chris Beckel. But go ahead.
Speaking of factory canopies, here's the 10 by 20 tent. Thank you, Todd Davis, for offering up one. Appreciate it, but we will firm that up this weekend. Airlock. It's a disconnect system that goes on your helmet for your air hose. It's magnets and puts together. It's a pretty cool deal. Fast Eddie's Barbecue. Did you see Eddie was trying to provoke me? He's like, I want to see. I can say GUILLERMO AMAYA.
You still didn't say it right.
Well, you could have just went along with it. Said it right. Eddie was trying to get me to mess up. He wanted to see me mess up live on air.
And speaking of
with him here.
Speaking of Gary Elmo, and then you got me doing it. Speaking of Mr. Amaya, he won't be with us tonight. He had a business dinner he had to go to tonight, so
he's a busy man.
Yeah, I mean, think about all he's got going on, but he says he promises me he will make it up and be back. So
yeah, we appreciate him. Great guy, and he's been a long time supporter.
Yes.
Greatly appreciate his involvement. Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again. Get 50% off on your first month of service. Mention the racetrack. Mention Jack. Maybe don't mention me because I didn't recognize him when we first met him.
What was his name again?
Mosquito Joe's. Pepsi, Mountain Dew is mine and Jack's drink of choice. Bonders Brothers Distillery. Thanks to those guys. Really appreciate. They gave us a couple of bottles and signed them for a 500 show, and that was really cool. And,
Robert was into it.
That was really cool. Tanya McAllister, thank Tanya. Tanya, I will be hitting you up soon so we can start working on driver suit. And let's see, Slinger Speed Company, it's your local T-shirt company. Papa John's, thank them for providing pizza every week. And Mr. Amaya, GAC, Great American Company Enterprise. Thank those guys for GUILLERMO. Thank those guys for being involved. Well, something I was gonna say.
Well, Brandy and Mason Dunn have got me all confused here. They made the comment, "What does Adam drink?"
Pepsi products.
And then Brandy,
that's true. I just skip right over Adam. That was enough.
And then Mason Dunn, the only thing I've seen him drink is milk.
He's not old enough.
That's not true. Mason knows that's not true.
After I've seen him drink a couple drinks.
I might have given him a beer or two a couple weeks ago after the racing was all done.
Down at PBR?
Nope, right here.
Oh.
I
didn't want to mess up that thing.
Yeah.
What's in the news, Jack?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the trunk or treat thing. Go ahead and put that up there, Scott. The trunk and treat thing
so you can get off of Brandy's.
There it is.
Shit list.
Yeah, we don't want to be on Brandy's list, but that's a pretty good deal right there. Y'all come down here for trunk or treat on.
Jack, did you take this picture or something? I mean, you got half the numbers off of it.
No, I did not take that picture. And she said, I can't spell. You heard right. She can't even spell. But anyway, trunk or treat. If you're going to do it, you need to let Brandy know that you're going to participate. If you're not racing at night, you will be in the field out here from 2 to 4. If you are racing that night, they're going to bring it in the infield from 4 to 4:45. So please contact Brandy Marshall if you're planning on participating in the trunk or treat. We'd like to get everybody involved.
Yeah.
And we got a special thing about the Cancer Society this time and what they've got going on. And maybe next week when hopefully Brandy will be here with us next week, she can tell us all about that part of it.
Is she going to be dressed as a character?
She's already dressed as a character. But anyway, also, I was told to make sure we let everybody know that starting this month, And even what 3 races left this year?
5 o'clock.
4.
Started 4.
Well,
4 races.
one's a day of destruction. It's at 1.
Well, that's at 1 o'clock. I
Yeah.
ain't talking about that. All right, but all the racing will start at 5 o'clock
This
in,
weekend.
in October, starting this weekend. So anyway, that'd be cool.
Championship weekend this weekend. We will not be here. We'll be in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Kind of sad.
it is kind of sad to tell you the truth, but got to do what you got to do. All right,
We got somebody on premises.
Yeah, he's gonna keep it up with it. Matter of fact, we ought to give him the stuff to, walk around and talk to people.
Oh
And
man, that's a big responsibility. I don't know. I'm not gonna have my cameraman here to help me out.
all right, in the news this week, in the Cup Series, Chase Elliott got the win. That was a pretty big deal.
He got a freebie.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
I will say on that, and I'm curious to what everybody thinks on the whole Denny Hamlin thing. He gives some, either way, it's a lose-lose situation. I don't blame him, but I will say I agree with Kevin Harvick. There's a rule: you don't wreck each other, and you race your teammates, or technically not teammates. He's got to win for his team, but one of the two of you better win.
Yeah.
Don't screw it up.
But
to
look,
where somebody else wins.
if you did you watch Denny's thing this week?
I know a little bit.
Action's
I saw the
detrimental.
clip.
He said that
No power steering.
he goes he says from Monday to Saturday, he's a car owner, and he does that, and he works with that. On Sunday, he's a race car driver, and he's not worried about that over there. He's got to worry about what he's being paid for.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, and I completely agree with that, right? I mean, you can't. If he'd have just pushed him, people would have complained about that, or his team. I would be mad. I mean, not that Jack would ever be fighting for a win, but if Jack pushed to somebody, another team, like, who are you loyal to? I'm paying you a lot of money. Are you going to try to win a race for me, or are you trying to help your team?
Yeah.
I don't understand why you got to put me in the middle of something like that.
Well, you're my example of a driver.
Anyway,
I should have. I got.
You're the first driver that came to his mind, Jack.
He wouldn't be up front, so why would he?
you know when he's sitting in the other room there.
I'll throw you off this.
All right, in the Xfinity Series, Brandon Jones got the win. And how about Butterby? Got a 9th place finish in the race. I think that's a pretty cool deal. I was with Butterby's mom at the viewer party, and they were all hoping for a top 15. But when he cracked and got into the top 10, at one point,
Led some there for a while.
I mean,
Oh yes, it was on a pit cycle, but
Yeah.
still.
But I mean, everybody was going crazy. Thought that was going to be a big deal.
Man, look, some of it is a little bit of luck, right? He had some bad luck early on when the car spun on pit road, lost a bunch of track position, and it was like 12th or 13th there he was running, and then through that pit cycle, our buddy Eddie kept him out there and was calling him to pit road. I was listening to him on the scanner and called him to pit road, and then Joe, caution's out, don't go to pit road, called him up. Luckily, they had enough time. I don't know where he was on the racetrack because that's a little bit of a delay. But super excited. And it's funny because listening to Eddie, I'm assuming, and I'm curious, and I want to ask Eddie when we see him this weekend or so, how the communication goes. Because it sounded like Eddie would tell Joe stuff, and then Joe would relate it to Brendan. And maybe during the cautions, maybe it's not so or whatever. But it's funny because listen, you can tell the upbeat how everybody was after that caution come out. They went down pit road. They come out. What did he come out? 4th?
5th
or something like that. And Eddie's like, elbows up. Like, come on now. Like, you got to get up on the wheel. But still, run the car home. Not a scratch on it. I don't think he bumped fenders with anybody. Nope. And, look, he's still trying to earn respect. So you don't want him going there and wrecking a few cars and finish a couple places ahead or end up costing himself a few spots. I think he had a really good, solid run, ran really well.
And if you'd listened to, I mean, you said you were listening to it, but me and Robin were sitting there and we were listening to the scanner too. And Eddie was, I mean, he was coaching him real hard,
and so was Joe, right? I mean, look, I mean, Brendan doesn't know these cars or these racetracks, and those guys relaying information that that's valuable, right? And it's interesting to listen to those conversations.
In the ARCA race, Butterbean won the ARCA race at Kansas this past weekend. So he swept Kansas this year, both wins there.
First time that's ever been done.
So Saturday at Toledo, all he has to do is take the green flag, and he's the champion. So I mean that's a pretty big deal. Always got to.
It's a real big deal, right?
But once you take that green flag, I would think all bets are off. I'm going after it, man. I might as
Just
well.
nothing to lose.
That's right. Might as well.
Well,
go
not
get
that he's got anything to prove
no.
or anything, but I mean, who would have really thought 5 years ago when he was parked on pit road for wrecking with Greg, probably same with Greg back then, or whoever it was that got wrecked on the front stretch or whatever. Remember when we parked the car on the front stretch here?
Oh, yeah.
Machine. Who would have thought? You know, that was probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe, give or take, that he would be in the position that he's in now.
And got bigger things coming, so we'll talk about that at some other point. All right, down at Martinsville this past weekend, man, the Valley Star Credit Union 300. That was a big race. Adam was there.
Yep. Great time.
So heat race number 1, Carson Lofton got the win. Heat race number 2, Lee Pulliam got the win. And in heat race 3, Trevor Ward and Tristan McKee got the heat race win in number 4. The overall race winner was Landon Pimbleton. That was his second win.
Wasn't he the youngest winner the first time he won?
I think so.
If I'm mistaken, I thought he was. I don't remember how old he was. I mean, he's still not very old. But I believe he was the youngest winner, late model, or that race for Martinsville, if I'm not mistaken, on his first one. What was that, like 3 years ago? Something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. Because I was up there.
I think he won the 16 or 17.
Yeah, I was up there when that happened. I remember him winning it.
Because we had him on the show that following week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did. In the final rundown, Landon Pimbleton got the win. Lee Pulliam was second. Jared Fryer was third. Andrew Grady fourth. And Parker Eatman was fifth.
He was 16 when he won.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Down at Five Flags in the Blizzard Series down in the late model division down there, the race was won by Dawson Sutton. The champion of the Blizzard Series is Cole Butcher. In the Allen Turner Pro Late Models, the Pro Late Model race winner was Spencer Davis, and Jake Finch got the championship. Some of the things from Martinsville that we didn't touch on. Peyton Sellers not making the race. I mean, that was unbelievable to me. I mean, that was.
I don't gamble, but I'd have bet money he'd been in the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really weird.
For sure. Right. Parker said Scott and Adam in the infield, Jackson the outside pit. What is split screen?
That'd be fun.
No, I think that's what he's saying now, because Jackson will be
But yeah, that was a surprise to me. Woody didn't make the race.
Yeah.
Well, it was some guys.
A lot of big names that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Connor won the Triple Crown.
Yep, Connor won the Virginia Triple Crown with the 11th place finish he had in that race.
First one for juniors team, I think.
Well, that's a pretty good deal for him.
That's kind of crazy to think that that's the first one for Junior Motorsports as well as they run or what's his name that's in the Cup Series now never won that.
Carson,
Yeah. I mean,
This is by Josh Berry.
Josh too, yeah.
Josh didn't win it.
Carson won that race last year. I guess he didn't run all 3 races.
Yeah.
I think he might have missed one.
So that was pretty.
I wonder if Ron Priest has found his door yet.
I saw that. I saw it.
Chris Buescher stole the door off his truck. His rental car.
All right. For 4 tickets to a race for the final races of the year. Who has the most wins ever here at Langley Speedway? The most wins ever. It doesn't matter.
Just wins across the board.
Yeah. Whoever give me that answer, I'll get them 4 tickets to the race, whichever race they want to go
I
to.
don't think it's a late model winner.
We ain't gonna talk about it because, and it ain't Robbie Parker. That's for damn sure.
And I was gonna guess Robbie,
Is he banned from winning the mouse thing too?
Might as well.
and he can't win the tickets.
Last week,
I got tickets, Robbie. Don't worry.
we had one person that came very close, and you got okay. Yeah, it's coming in now. So.
Good guess from Eddie. Is he
Right
right?
hook on Yarborough. Yeah, I think Christian should have been parked. I mean, I think that the key. I'm gonna just call it like it is. I think he was, obviously said the right things when he got out of the car.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, if I was Sam Yarborough, he'd had a couple knots on his head.
Well, they were trying to get to him.
But obviously, he's a young kid. Hopefully, he learns from it because we don't really hooking somebody at the flag stand. Anybody can do. He's got a fast car. And look, Martinsville, test your patience. And I think I've certainly done things that were not liked and not very well received.
Junior does have another Martinsville win.
Oh yeah, we've got a Martinsville winner, but he's got a triple crown.
Oh,
No. Connor's the first Triple Crown winner for Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you put your name in the record books for Junior Motorsports, that's a pretty big deal. And good for, happy for Connor. I mean, won the national champion a couple of years. And hell, I think last year, he had a really good shot at the Triple Crown. Or the year before, I forget. But it was pretty close to winning it. But
anyway, that was a good weekend up at Martinsville. And so.
Do we have a winner yet, John?
We have a winner.
Are they right?
Yeah. Eddie Clark is the winner.
That's a
Well,
great
there's
guess.
somebody before him.
Was there somebody before him that said that?
Raymond.
Raymond guessed Casey Wyatt.
No, okay. I don't know.
well, the way it's on here is
Oh.
Eddie got it.
Oh,
Scott
that's right.
says Raymond did it first, but the computer says otherwise.
Yeah.
Huh? We're gonna have to split them. Raymond gets in for free. Raymond works for our flow team.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Ray can't win. Eddie can win the ticket.
Well,
So
you
we-
heard it officially.
So we're going to give it to Paul Lubna. Not Paul Lubna. Paul Lubna was the right answer. We're going to give it to Eddie Clark. We're going to give it to Eddie Clark.
With 100 and some wins,
130 plus, yeah.
I don't think there's many. I don't know how the next person close to that is for Langley Speedway.
Yeah.
That's just saying Paul's old.
Yeah.
I mean, can you look at it and not tell that?
Imagine Tim,
He was cool of it.
136 wins, I believe.
Tim and Greg and
'Cause, I mean, I don't think.
Danny got to be up there. Those are,
Well, I don't know about that far up there, though,
Not
right?
quite that
Because I mean,
far.
if you really think about it, and I think nothing from Paul Lubna. Winning, 5 or 10 or races in a season in a grand stock at times is easier and harder. Where late models, I think that's a much tougher feat. Although
yeah.
Phil won every fucking race here 1 year, except like 1 or 2 races one time. But when you're running against him, it's hard to beat.
Eddie Clark says he's younger than him. Lubno is.
Damn, I wouldn't have said that, Eddie.
And no, we need to get with Eddie and do a show from over at Eddie's house.
Oh yeah. We definitely
We got
it.
he's got to help us out and get set up to come over there and do a show from his house one
He's
night.
got some different pizza over there. He's got a little pizza oven. Barbecue pizza.
barbecue, pizza, he's got it all.
He can just fix me a hamburger. I don't know. We don't have to do pizzas over there.
Maybe he's got some Bondurant product left over too.
I bet there ain't none left.
Maybe not.
But he took the bottle from here the other night. Took over there.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
So he might not have any left now. You're right. So there we go. That's all the news and everything.
Hey, Raymond said he's got to work the last 3 races.
Yeah, he's getting paid to be here. He's gonna be just fine.
Who's that? Raymond?
Right.
Right?
He doesn't want to wear cameras.
Oh,
He's getting paid to be here.
well, you are.
So-
He's getting paid to
So
be
Eddie
here.
Clark.
Eddie's
Huh?
race drink is in the fridge.
Oh, forgot about that.
So anyway, y'all go listen to my song. Oh Lord, he's got a song too.
I'm scared.
He's
to
pretty
even-
famous on TikTok.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got some pretty big followers on TikTok, I hear.
Well, Raymond, post your link to your TikTok so we can check it out.
We may even play it on the show. I mean, you know, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll let the viewers decide if it's good or not.
Andre Greer has got some issues.
But speaking of spotters, what about Kyle Busch's spotter this week? Did you hear that? The spotter's like, he was talking to the crew chief. He's like, we got to fix this goddamn car. If we sit here and run 35th, I'm jumping off the goddamn stand. We got to be more upbeat. We got for him. Da, 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 da. I mean,
Well,
like, I'm tired of running the back.
he might hear some more about that down the road here.
Well, that's another news, right? Who would have thought the crew chief would be leaving? That, I mean, up to this point, or I'd say up until this year, he's been the best crew chief over there.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me a little bit.
It did me too, but I didn't
But-
realize until
But I've heard through the grapevine that we
who's
can't
gonna
talk
replace
about. Well, I don't know who's going to replace him, but I've heard through the grapevine that there is a trust issue between him and Kyle Busch,
Hmm.
and that kind of led to him deciding he wanted to go somewhere else. I don't know if Kyle had anything to say. You need to go or something like that, but
Well, I mean, I think Childress was fairly dedicated to Kyle, and it seems like Kyle is pretty dedicated to Childress. Because I mean, really, what other choices he got?
that's
I
true.
mean, I'm being completely like, nobody's gonna pay him the money he wants. Childress is the only one that's ponying up the money to do it.
I see it. I ain't want to pay no attention to it.
Maybe we can do it this weekend.
Wheel Guy Ray 28.
I already pulled it up.
Oh,
Man. You got the famous song?
I guess it's that one.
Let's see.
Oh, we'll get lost in the. We'll end
Other
up in the loophole.
And you can too.
I guess not.
Ray, is this you? Is this really Ray?
I don't think that's him singing.
I was gonna say,
I think that was it though.
why he's not naked?
It's AI generated, but it's good.
Why is that naked boys on there? Nobody wants to see that stuff.
I can't believe he let you have the phone.
I didn't want to swipe left or right. I was a little scared.
I don't blame you. I would be scared too.
Well, go check out Ray's page.
Yeah, everybody go give him a follow.
All right. Well, we're waiting on Jacob Gady, who's going to come on. He'll be the first guest tonight. He is the Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Racing Series national champion this year. So that's a big deal.
Where's he run at?
Out in the Midwest somewhere, and I'm not sure. I think he runs like 2 or 3 tracks out there somewhere. But we've had him on the show before, and so it'd be cool to talk to him. And then we're going to have City Garage Racing. Damn, jump right in there.
Right on cue.
All right, Scott, go ahead and play your music over there,
Music?
or your intro, whatever you want
I can find it.
Hello, this is Christine
And Stephanie,
from Langley Speedway, and you are watching.
the Jack Dodson Racing Insider News with Scott Allen and Adam Wellbrook.
Coming from our 2 girls from the racetrack.
Tell me. Hey, Jacob, how you doing, man?
Hey, good. How are you?
All right, man. Congratulations on the championship and everything. Tell us about your season.
Yeah, I mean, it started way back in April. That's one thing about going after one of these NASCAR national championships is you can't wait till the end. It's too late at that point. So we kind of made the plans over the winter to get after it. And like I said, it's my first NASCAR sanctioned race was the first weekend in May, and I've been at a racetrack every Saturday night since. Had a pretty good season, racing 3 different NASCAR tracks: the Dells Raceway Park, Elko Speedway, and the home track that I ran every week was La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway this year. Picked up wins at all 3 of them. You never know if it's going to be enough, though, until right at the end, and we just had enough, and real thankful to hang on.
So how many total wins did you have this year?
10.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. 10 wins, everything. So you talked about you raced at 3 different tracks and everything. So what are you going to be racing any more this year? Or
Yeah, this weekend is big Oktoberfest race weekend at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. It's kind of the Midwest big year-end racing festival. It starts tomorrow, actually, and that actually is still for La Crosse Fairgrounds Late Model Championship points. So we run twin features on Thursday and twin features Friday, and I'm going into the weekend 1 point ahead. So super tight. Going to try and get one more championship here before 2025 is over.
so tell us when you got started in racing and how you got started in late model racing.
Sure. So I ran quarter midgets until I was 15. My dad actually took the step and just bought a late model, and we practiced for a full summer back in 2001, and ran, I think, 1 event at the end of that summer, but really took it slow. Just tried to get, we didn't come from a asphalt racing background. My dad didn't race. He raced dirt. So this asphalt stuff was totally new to us, and so we took it slow. Like I said, tried to learn the car, how to set it up, how to drive it myself, and it took a while. I mean, 2002 was my rookie season. And I didn't win Rookie of the Year. I actually finished 3rd in that battle. It wasn't until 2005 that I actually won a race. So like I said, success wasn't overnight. And we ran locally there at Elko Speedway until 2007, full time. Right up there in points since 2005, 2nd, 3rd, right there. Just couldn't get a championship. And then we started traveling around, did the ASA Late Model Series, Challenge Series. I actually won Newton, Iowa, Bristol, Mansfield Motorsports Park. So we ran really good, finished just about won the championship in 2008, but finished 2nd. And then did some ASA Midwest Tour racing until 2013. So right there again for championships, finished 2nd a couple times, and just never could pull off a championship. And I got married in 2011. Better be careful.
You better get that one right.
Better get that right is right. So it started to get hard to travel. I mean, we started having kids right away. And anyway, so we decided to just start racing locally back home at Elko in 2014 and won my first championship first year back, and went on to win 10 in a row at Elko. And then last year we tried to travel down to La Crosse every week, which is, a 3-hour drive. But anyway, just missed the championship by 2 points down there, but did pick up Wisconsin State. And now we're trying to get another championship here, this local track championship at La Crosse this year. So
Tell me what it means to you to be now the national champion. Tell us about that, what it means to you.
It's crazy to think about. Honestly, I haven't got a chance to really let it sink in. That last NASCAR sanctioned feature at Elko kind of got tore up, and had big plans for my race car to get ready for La Crosse here. To test last Saturday was their open test day before this big event, and so anyway, it was a lot of shop nights, a lot of work to get ready for it. So we didn't actually get a chance to celebrate it at all. But in general, there's only, Steve Carlson in the modern era is the only one from the Midwest who's won a championship up here. So to win the first one was special, but now to do it twice, I mean, I think you have to go way back from someone in the Midwest area to win two of them. So it's really special. It hasn't sunk in. I'll be honest. Like I still got a task at hand, and I'm 100% focused at that lacrosse championship and but just to have my name in the Hall of Fame twice, like pretty crazy to think about. Small Minnesota, not exactly a hotbed of racing here, and now to be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame is pretty wild. I think it'll take a little bit here to sink in. After this week, when things calm down, have some time to really reflect on what it means and what we did. And I'm proud. We're a small team. I work full time and do this as a weekend warrior, and it's my shop. I drive the hauler to the racetrack, and it's very small team, and to compete at the level we do, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, that is a big accomplishment for you. That's really cool. Now, what about, have you ever in your mind considered coming a little further east and get in here and run with some of these guys over here on the East Coast?
It would be fun. It's just, the cars are different and stuff like that. I'm not into renting rides and things like that. So it would be tough. I'd love to do it, see what it's all about. Ty Majeski's done it a time or two, late model stock stuff now, and runs really good. Obviously, he's one of the best and in the late model world, and probably one of the best drivers in a long time to come through, especially the Midwest. But really, I think he's one of the best. And he runs good down there, and I don't know, it'd be fun to do, but it's tough to put all that together. And like I said, it's racing's not my full-time gig, so I still got to go to work and support the family and make sure that we have food on the table. So
is it fun, more gratifying now winning races, being you have kids and you can kind of enjoy it with them, or before?
Absolutely.
I imagine it was kind of fun too before when you didn't have the kids and it was your dad, but I'm sure your dad's still involved.
Yeah, my dad's still around some, but yeah, no, it's way more special when the kids are excited and they're getting more into it and learning about it, and but that brings up a good point. Like my kids are getting busy. Like there's my oldest is 13, Reese, and then I got 11 and 10, 10 and 9, and anyway, they're all into softball and all the sports. So actually, it was really tough this year down at lacrosse. They didn't actually make a lot of the races, and it was really weird. You get out of the car and you're in Victory Lane, and it's just me and two crew guys or something in Victory Lane picture, and it's like, you know what, this isn't as fun as it should be. So that's getting kind of tough if they're not all there to celebrate with you. It's like, what are you even doing? Why am I doing this? So I haven't decided like what next year is going to bring. Like it's much easier to race a half hour from home, which is where Elko Speedway is. And then it'd be much easier for them to join us every week, after the Saturday sports are over or whatever. So we'll see. But yeah, here, once we got to the end of the year, they're coming all the time. And my youngest would love to ride in the car down to the tech shed and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. And, they're racing quarter midgets too. So we run Saturday nights with me, and then Sundays we run quarter midgets with them. And so it's never a dull moment in the race car shop. That's for sure. Trying to keep all that ready, because they each run 2 cars. So we run 6 cars on a weekly Sunday basis. And, but it keeps us hopping. That's for sure.
That was going to be my next question. Is any of them want to get into racing? But you said they're already. And me and Jack had was it last year? Yeah. Charlotte, and we seen they had the quarter midget finals or whatever there.
Yep.
I had no idea how big quarter midget racing is.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is massive. I mean, for guys here like the karting, like if you go to big national karting, I'm sure it's probably the same scale. I mean, these kids are pulling up in motorhomes with a stacker trailer, and I'm like, dang. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't even know what it was. We're like, hey, what kind of carts are these or whatever? They're like quarter midgets. And we're like, oh,
Yeah.
like, us the dumb East guys don't know a whole lot about these quarter midget stuff, you know.
So Jacob, is there a possibility you may go down and run the snowball derby or anything like that this year? Or are you?
You know, that was the talk. If we won that super late model race, that was what was going to happen, and we finished second. So I don't know if I'm going to make the snowball happen. I mean, that's like a bucket list thing that I feel like I have to do before I kind of hang up the helmet. I got to do that race. I feel like anybody's that's who's who in late model racing has done that, and I just got to experience for myself and see. You know, I just want to see if we can even make the dang race, you know. But it takes a lot of effort from a lot of people, you know. That's not a 2-man operation to go down there. So you know, we're into snowmobile racing too. My brother races snowmobiles, ice oval snowmobiles, and that's usually the beginning of his season is that weekend. And I really would need him to come along. He's my number one guy. And anyway, so it just gets tough to make all that happen. And then the financial aspect, I mean, that race is not cheap to run. And, you know, I am driving a super late model for Chase Motorsports here this weekend. I ran it, I think, 3 times throughout the year up here. And just jokingly, before we ever hooked up for this year, he's like, man, if I ever do the snowball derby, you're going to be my driver. And so who knows? Maybe something could happen there. Really thankful for that opportunity, but maybe we can win that Oktoberfest 200 on Sunday, this coming Sunday, and maybe that will put a spring in everybody's step, and we can haul down there. But that's a bucket list thing, and hope to make it happen someday.
Devil say you better hurry up because these kids are coming along. You're gonna be out of a ride.
Yeah, exactly. She's my oldest, like I said, is 13. It potentially couldn't be long, but I'm not going to push them that hard either on that deal. Like I got to make sure that they're really want it for themselves. You know, like yeah,
baseball's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, right. It is. Yep.
Well, Jacob, who would you like to thank for the successful season you've had and becoming the national champion?
Yeah, I got to thank my primary sponsor, LG Trucking. Without his support, it'd be really tough to do any of this. Ackerman Family Farms, the car lot of New Prague, Northern Comfort Blanket Company, Left-Hander Performance, HEI Collision, Northern Racing Products, Big Johnson Tires, and then most importantly, my family. My wife puts up with me being gone a lot or putting in hours in the shop or all of the above. And she does a lot of running around and allows me to compete at the level I'm able to. So really got to thank her. And the rest of my small family crew member, I got 2 brothers that help when they can. It's getting tougher though. They got married, they're starting to have kids. And so my help's kind of going away, but my father-in-law, my dad, they all help occasionally. And so I always got someone coming along. It's just not always the same people. And, but anyway, I can't do it alone. And I really appreciate all the help I've got. I got to thank the tracks too. I mean, and my competitors, it sounds weird, but you need all these guys to show up to race against for one of these national championships. Yeah. You got a car count, and it's so awkward when you're getting toward the end of the year, and we were borderline on enough cars, and you're kind of asking during the week, hey, are you going to race this weekend? It's like, I need you to come so I can try and beat you. Like it's such a weird deal, But anyway, so I got to thank everybody for continuing to show up and giving me the opportunity. And having 3 NASCAR tracks really helped, even though they all raced on Saturday night. So I only could pick one a weekend. But it's still, if there's a rain out, I one night we rained out lacrosse. I beat Telco instead and made the race. And so anyway, there was always a Saturday night I could race or a track I could race at any given Saturday night. So yeah. Got to thank thank everybody. I mean, the Midwest taught me how to race, and I'm appreciative of that. I mean, we don't tear up a lot of stuff in general, and made the summer doable, not putting fenders on and just being able to maintain and try and make the car faster.
Well, congratulations to you. I know it's going to be a big time when you get to Charlotte and do the NASCAR thing to get inducted into the Hall of Fame for your championship. I know it's going to be a big deal. Congratulations, and hope there's many more ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know how much longer I got, but I'm 40 years old, and I'm hoping not to slow down anytime soon. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Appreciate it, Jacob.
All right, thanks. Have a good one.
You too.
I think he's got 2 years. When the kid's 15, he can move up. He's out of a ride.
Clock's ticking.
Yeah, he won't have no ride then. But yeah, the kids will get his ride and everything else that goes with it. But hey,
unless they get
hey,
two cars,
look, if
then we can interview his kid for wrecking.
Oh no, we ain't gonna go that far with that. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and bring on our next guest.
Let me know when I'm hot.
You're hot.
Robert Rummels with Mosquito Joe. Thank you for tuning in to the Jack Dodson Racing Insider News with Scott Allen. See you next week.
Robert is like always off the chip every week. I'm gonna tell you. All right, well, we have from the City Garage Racing. How did you get that name, Stuart? City Garage.
Well, I cheated. I have a shop called City Garage. That's my business, and so
okay,
it made sense to stick with it.
So tell us a little bit how you got started with this ARCA deal and everything. That you got a big deal coming up for next year. Yeah,
we do. You know, I've been a race fan my whole life. You know, when I was young, I raced local around the state of Florida, and you know, money was always an issue when you're young. I was a police officer, and so I ended up having to give it up about 25 years ago. And so when my business got successful and we had a little bit of opportunity, I looked to get back into it, and I made the mistake of giving a call to NASCAR one day and said, hey, you know, do you guys have any kind of owner program or starter program? And they said, you know, come to Daytona and we'll introduce you to some people. And that was my biggest mistake. I ended up going to Daytona in 2024, and they introduced me to some really key people that have been awesome. And one thing led to another. About a month later, we bought our first car, and we've been racing ever since. And so
how long ago was that?
Yeah, I don't know if it was good or bad, but it was. Yeah, that's how it all got started. And you know, I was blessed to come across BECCA and her dad in that process. They're here in Lakeland, where we're located, and it just was a really good fit. And we've been racing now since I think our first race was July of 24, and so we've now we're racing our 10th race together Saturday, and we've got a full slate next year, and looking forward to continue to grow.
Wow. So how did you come about expanding it for next year with BECCA and QUINN coming on next year and running for the ARCA season next year? How did you come about doing that?
Well, you know, as we went through the year this year, you know, with anybody who has a team, you never have enough parts, you never have enough cars, you never have enough of the things you need. And so we started trying to acquire some equipment. We wound up acquiring, you know, a couple of cars, and we were going to do the back-to-back, the Berlin Elko up. We were going to go up to Michigan and then go over to Minnesota and run the back-to-back. Being from Florida, we were just going to stay up there. And so we knew we needed a backup car just in case something happened while we were at Berlin. So we got a second car and got it prepared. And in talking with another team, I made the mistake of mentioning, yeah, we're bringing two cars. He goes, oh, why don't you do a start and park with the other one, or at least get another car going? And I'm like, oh, you know, that sounds like a really good idea. And one thing led to another. Before we knew it, we had a second car and ran it at least we started at Elko in Berlin, got an opportunity to shake it down. And I brought on a partner, Mike Clayton, who was involved with Mike Harmon and them in the Xfinity series for a while. And so it just seemed to be a natural fit and really be able to compete. We felt like we needed to get more experience, more knowledge, more opportunity. And so a second car seemed to make a lot of sense to us, you know, because when it comes to you know as well as I do when it comes to cost. You can value cost average a little bit,
Right.
and so we wound up starting a second team, and you know, and we had BECCA, which was, you know, a great driver. We knew we wanted to stick with her, but we wanted to find somebody who would complement her and that would work together as a team to help us build. And, you know, we had experience with Quinn at a lot of tracks this year, Nashville and in Indy and several places that we had a chance to come across her, and we saw how she could race and what she was able to do with the car. And we just felt like that was kind of a natural fit for us. And so in all the discussions we had, it just seemed to be a good fit to have BECCA and Quinn together with us next year. And so, you know, we're super excited to be going into the season, looking to run the East Series and a couple of other races, but basically to win the East Series next year with both BECCA and Quinn.
So I'm just curious of how long it's going to be before they take a third backup car and that becomes a third team.
It's been raised already. The question's been raised that, hey, we can get a trailer that takes 3 cars. I'm like, whoa, let's just
we got some good ideas for Stewart.
no more good ideas.
Well, Becca, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I've seen your name in racing for a long time, but tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and how you got to this point now.
Well, I was actually a late starter. I didn't get to race until I was 21. So all these young kids starting at 5, I just had a backyard go-kart in my teens. So once I finally was allowed to try, I started out in Legends, moved up to Pro Trucks and was running those at the same time, and the super late models. And we still run a couple Pro Trucks here in Florida on the off ARCA weekends. And then in 24, yes, last year, Clayton reached out to me, and we've known each other through the youth ranches for a while, and said that, hey, I'm not with Harmon anymore, but they're looking for an ARCA driver. Look out, they might be giving you a call. I'm like, all right. Well, then they gave me a call and like, hey, you interested in testing at Daytona? I'm like, yeah, of course. So, all right, even if nothing comes from this, like, who doesn't want to go drive a race car at Daytona without being like a Richard Petty driving thing? So we went and did that, and then we attempted to make Daytona with them, and it didn't happen. But that's what got me hooked up with Stewart and City Garage, because they had seen my name on the entry list and saw that I was from Lakeland as well. And him and Jason reached out to myself and my dad to have a couple meetings and get to know each other a little, and then the rest is history. Just been going along with them and driving for them and having fun.
How many ARCA races have you been in?
Just the 10 so far.
Just the 10, okay.
Well, not 10 this weekend.
So got a big race this weekend at Toledo. So I know I know you're excited about getting up there and going to that race. So tell us what it's like to be in Florida when the mainstream of racing is up in the Charlotte area, around that way. How hard is it to, you know, get yourself out there when the racing is so far away?
Planes now. I mean, that helps me and my family. Unfortunately for Stewart, he's got to drive up with the trailer, so he's got the bad end of the travel.
Yeah, it is. I will say it is a challenge, Jack, because all the parts, everything you need is in the Charlotte area. So we do a lot of trips up to the Charlotte area to pick up equipment, things like that. And then, of course, if you look at the ARCA series, the majority of the races are in the Midwest. So we travel quite a bit. You know, Daytona and Pensacola are about the only ones down here in our neck of the woods. But you know, it's just part of racing. You know, it's a traveling series. You got to be willing to travel if you want to be a part of it.
So how many guys do you have back at the shop that work full time?
Well, we have actually one full-time guy. You know, he works for me. He's my manager of my shop, but he's my full-time guy on the cars. And then Tom, who is Becca's dad, is just, you know, a whiz. I mean, he's been working on race cars for 50 years. There's almost nothing on a race car that he doesn't know about or know how to put together. And then Mike, my partner, is, I mean, he can put together anything, take anything apart. And so those are the 3 main guys that work on the cars. We work with some teams out of North Carolina. We take them up there, get them pulled down, get the setups done, and we rent we rent the shocks from, another race team for the races. So, we try to piece it together with what we have and what we can get our hands on. But we've done pretty successful. We use a lot of UNOH guys for our crew, along with our full-time guy. So, we're a small-time team, but we make it work.
Yeah. So you say you go and get shocks from another team and all this other stuff. How hard is that, when you're relying on somebody else to do something for you? How hard is it for you to know that you're getting the stuff you're supposed to be getting?
Well, you got to trust the people that you're working with. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And, in racing, most people are pretty honest. Most people are pretty straightforward. There are some guys you got to look out for, and we're learning who those are. But most of them that we deal with are reputable people that deal with a lot of different race teams. They're people that will give you the shirt off their back. Andy Hillenberg at Fast Track, we wouldn't be racing without him. Willie Mullins, up in Virginia, we wouldn't be. Two of our cars we've gotten from Willie. They're just really good quality people in the racing industry. If you've been around racing for a while, you know that. And so you got to lean heavy on those people to be able to do this, at least at the high level we're doing it.
Yeah, and you mentioned two people are great credentials, right? I mean, Andy, I don't know how many people Andy has helped over the years. I mean, that list is God knows how long. And you can't find a nicer guy than Willie Mullins. I mean, great character too. You just got to watch his wife around the corner with a camera all the time. but great people.
That was the thing that I was really surprised about the most when I got into the racing at this level is, I would have thought it would have been real competitive, dog eat dog, and it really is. It really isn't. There's a lot of guys out there that will give you the shirt off their back, help you get your cars ready. If you're struggling, if something happens at the track, they'll come over and help you get your car put back together to get on the track. Because we're all in this together. The show that we put on, we all ride. What does it say? When the tide comes in, all boats rise. So if the quality of the racing is good, we're all going to benefit from it. And so, Alex Club at Club Racing, he's done a ton of stuff for us, and we try to do what we can for them, and it really does take us working together to make this thing happen.
Well, Becca, are you really excited about this coming season? And tell us about this new sponsorship thing you all have going on.
Oh yes, of course. I'm not looking forward to all the downtime after Toledo. I mean, I get to race locally, but I like driving the ARCA car, so I'm gonna miss that. But I'm definitely looking forward to next year getting to run all the East Series races and some new tracks getting to go to, and just looking forward for them to put the East schedule out so we can start planning on it.
Yeah, tell us about the new sponsorship thing I saw in the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's what we did was we discovered that there's never really been a team in ARCA or NASCAR that was strictly girl driver lineups. There's been girl drivers. I mean, we all know there's been girl drivers, Danica Patrick, and there's been a ton of them, but they had male partners that were teammates of theirs that they worked with. And so in looking at it, we thought, hey, you know what, this is kind of a unique opportunity that we're going to have. And so we kind of came up with a hashtag girl driver, which is what we're kind of promoting this year because we feel like, first of all, when we were going out to get drivers, we wanted the best drivers we could get. It really didn't matter whether they were a girl or a boy. We just wanted a good quality driver in the car that could wheel the car and get the most out of it. And so, we knew BECCA could do that. And again, when we were looking for somebody, we wanted somebody that could complement her. And in the cream just kind of rise to the top. Quinn did really well this year. She rode the 31 Rise car in ARCA for, I think, 5 races this year. Every race she was in, she was competitive. She was racing for a top 10. She took care of the car. She didn't tear it up. She did a really good job. She had the personality that fit well with our team and with BECCA. And so, for us, it just turned out that both of the drivers we got were girls. And so, we said, what, let's go make history with it this year. Let's make a big deal out of this and go win a championship because there's never been a girl championship in any NASCAR series. And we said, let's go do it. And so we kind of came up with the little hashtag girl driver to kind of promote them. And, we feel like we have the best team out there in the series for next year. We really do. And we expect to be competing for the championship.
I think you got a good shot there. You got some good people. Now, Becca, Have any guys that you raced to get raced around or anything like giving you a hard time? Because I hear a lot of females say they get a hard time from some of these guys that race them.
We got a couple of them online now. Says let's go.
That's right.
Not recently, many years ago, yes, when I was first coming up, but no, I think at least on the local level, I've earned the respect. ARCA, I'm still working on it, but they don't give me any crap there. So knock on wood, no, not right now.
Well, Jack Becca's proven herself. I mean, not only has she won 97 races and 20 championships in Florida, that we've been in 9 races. She races clean, but she's racing for top 10s, pretty much every week we're out there, and, she's doing a great job. And so I think everybody sees what she can do, and I think they respect that.
Well, I think you got a good thing going there. And I think you'll be really good this year, and next year even better. Hope you have a good race this week in Toledo and everything goes well.
Thank you.
We're excited, Jack. We really are. We appreciate you having us on, and watch for us Saturday at 4 o'clock.
I will be watching. All right, man. Well, we appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
And speaking of Willie Mullins, it's his birthday today. I think he's 19.
He's what?
19.
Why you tell lies?
Well, you just go how far you can with the live so people don't believe it.
You got that thing on.
Yeah, we're doing behind the scenes live. I just turned it on.
Check him out, man.
I'm sitting here as I
I
see this thing blinking. I was
Yeah,
where's he
just to
going?
let you know that you're being recorded.
Okay. Anyway.
So watch out all weekend.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, I can see that's gonna work out real
And then gotta give a shout out to the fire hero. I seen somebody post with Atlee Weiss. I guess he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
Big
was
shout out to Atlee.
What a guy, man. That's our guy right there, making a difference.
and Crystal West said one of her favorite people is on the screen.
Where?
Is it Scott?
Thank you, Crystal. I
Not me.
appreciate that.
Must be you, Jack.
It's not me.
Not me.
I think we know. But anyway, that was a good show tonight, and yeah, well, But anyway, we'll get together again next week. I got some people lined up. I can't think of who they are right now, but hopefully I have my voice back by then.
I know. Are you getting sick there? Like, so, yeah, they hang around you. Why don't you riding around in my car?
Put him in the back seat.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. He put me in the back seat of his car.
He's back there. Hold on. Okay.
You got any big plans for this weekend, Seth?
Do I have any plans for this weekend?
Yeah.
He wants to spend the weekend with me.
Who are you gonna see? Who are you gonna?
Oh, we're gonna see a bunch of people while we're down there.
Okay.
But
How many girls?
ain't nothing. Don't start that.
We got dinner Friday night.
Yeah, we got dinner Friday night. We're going to the truck race. We're going to the truck race, and then after the truck race,
And then IMSA races. They got a couple of IMSA
we're
races.
gonna do one Friday night and Saturday night. So,
Cool.
So it'll be
Night
pretty.
races are over.
I guess it's just the Mustang Challenge class is what I looked up. It is.
I
I was wondering, like, man, is Dr. McDreamy gonna be there? My wife will die.
She said Clay. She answered it. She said Clay.
Not me.
Anyway, all right, everybody. The racing this weekend here at Langley Speedway is at 5 o'clock. You know who's racing this weekend? We know the limiteds.
Limited, Super Streets, Legends, Bandos, Enduros, somebody else. 6 races this weekend.
I guess Tommy Jackson will be fast again. His shot came back.
Oh, wait a minute. Now. We got a new one on here. There's Quinn. There she is.
You want to hit it?
Yeah, might as well hit it.
Well, give us a.
Hey, Jack, this is Robbie Parker, your favorite driver. And everybody out there, you're watching the Jack Dodson Show with the Scott Allen and Adam Wilbrock.
That's the man right there.
Well, Quinn, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. Well, now tell us. We just had Becca and them on here a minute ago. So tell us a little bit about your racing. Tell us how you got started in racing.
So My racing started at like a very, very young age. Well, just quit. So I would say I basically came out of the womb with a steering wheel in my hand, and when I was probably the age of 2 when my dad took me to my first race at Tucson Speedway, and that's where I hold a track record and a couple championships there. So once I turned 5, he took me out to my first arrive and drive when I was about 4.5, and I went for my first 10 laps. I was 4.5 then. For my first 10 laps, and no one told me where the brake was. And I hit the wall on the last lap. A little tear rolls down my cheek, and I tell my dad I want to do this again. And now we're here.
So tell us how you got in with Stuart and everything going to the ARCA. Tell us about that.
I had met Stuart and his team at IRP originally. I've raced with them a few times at like Elko and other national races. And like me and Becca met because I had this photo shoot to do at IRP with all the female racers. And I ran up to Becca and I was like, I'm so socially awkward, like please help me. And so I sat there and I talked to her for a little bit, and then we just had like this great connection. I met Stuart. He introduced himself to me because IRP was really, really hot that day. And he said, "Are you staying cool, Quinn?" I said, "Yup." And like we were parked right next to each other too. So I really got to get to know them, and especially after they had got in contact with me about racing for them in 2026, I immediately took their offer and we went over to Florida about I think like last week, and we all just like clicked like family. So
where do you live at now?
I live in Sparta, Tennessee. I was originally from Tucson, Arizona though.
Oh, okay. So you're not that far away from the race team, really.
No, not really. Well, I was born and raised in Tucson, Arizona, and then I just moved to Sparta, Tennessee when I was probably 12, so maybe 4 years ago, I believe. Yeah, 4 years ago.
So you're trying to tell us you're 16 now, right?
I am 16 now, yes.
Okay, I figured that's what you were telling us. So other than the little bit of racing there, where all have you raced in the ARCA series? What kind of tracks have you raced there?
So my first ever ARCA race was for the E Series, and that was with WEISS Motorsports. That was at my home track at Nashville Fairgrounds, and I think I placed 9th, and Becca had finished right in front of me in that race. So I raced there, and then that was supposed to be the only race I was supposed to run for WEISS, and they had asked me to run again at Elko. So I went to Elko, and then got another call, went to, I think it was IRP after that. Then it was Iowa, and what was the most recent? In Madison. So I was running for Rise for all those because Rise switches out drivers throughout the year. They don't stick to one specific driver. For any race that wasn't funded by someone, I would take the seat to get points. So yeah, it was kind of like a family/team kind of thing. He would come to my shop and we would like wrap the car until like 5 in the morning. So it wasn't like I just got, I got to sit in my room all day and like relax before my races. No, I would help him work on the car and help him wrap it, get it ready for the next race. And I still had more fun doing that than I do just sitting on my butt all day.
So tell us how you and Becca are gonna work together during next year. I mean, is that gonna be a good thing between the two of you?
Yeah, we get along really well. She's like my sister to me at the track. So ultimately, I don't think there'll be any type of conflict. If there is, it wouldn't ever be intentional on track and stuff. So I feel like if we did get into a collision or anything, it wouldn't be on purpose. But if Becca was to be faster than me, then obviously I'm going to let her go because there's no need to push each other around when we're wanting the same thing for our team.
So what kind of plans do you have for your racing career? let's look down the road a little bit. What are you looking for in your career down the road?
Well, everyone's main dream is to get to NASCAR and stuff. I would love that, but if that was a path that didn't work out for me, I would do road course stuff. So maybe like Indy or get into Formula One stuff, things like that. So I would like looking at different turning right and left kind of stuff.
So you like road racing, so a little bit.
Yeah, I like road racing, and just to finish off my career, I think I would do like a Monster Jam year or something.
Oh my goodness, that's
I think
going.
that'd be cool. I think
Well,
that'd be very cool.
well, I think that would be different. I can tell you that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
who all's been helping you through the years to get to where you are now?
Mainly my mom and dad. It's always been a 3-man team to get me out to the track, and it's been like that ever since I was 5. We didn't come in there with a ton of money like a lot of other people have. They work off retirement funds because they're both ex-law enforcement. So basically, my whole entire family is ex-law enforcement or currently serving, and so I didn't come in with a $1 million check like a lot of people do. So what I've done so far is kind of make my way up and budget a little bit and try to reach out and get some sponsorships and meet new people. And honestly, I think I've done okay at it. I'm here now because of what I've done with other people. So, like, just meeting Stuart, and now we have this offer.
So how did you avoid not going into law enforcement? Like, how did you avoid that?
She was 16.
Okay, believe it or not, I actually thought about doing that if racing never worked out. But at the same time, like, the world's getting kind of dangerous right now. So I'm kind of thinking, like, if I wasn't to be a NASCAR driver, I'd be like a lawyer, because my parents said I'll be a great lawyer because I'm good at arguing and I always win. So
I am not surprised.
and sometimes NASCAR needs NASCAR attorneys, so I think that'd be pretty cool.
Now, I asked Becca this question a few minutes ago. Have you ever had any problems with the guys, getting on you, giving you a hard time because of your racing?
I've had it a couple times, but whenever I do find out about it, I go over and I talk to him about it, and we have like a rational conversation about stuff. And I've had that conversation with a couple people in ARCA, but it's never been to the point where I absolutely despise someone on track. I respect every driver that I'm with. There's some parts where I'm so young that they're not going to respect me right away. So I try my best to gain everyone's respect first before I jump to conclusions about why someone would have an issue with me. So, and usually when they do, we talk it out and then we laugh about it later. So
That's a great approach.
Yeah, that's a good deal that you can do that, because a lot of times you can't talk to some people.
yeah, you really can't, honestly. Like, I've done that ever since I was probably 8, when I kind of realized that racing is not all butterflies and rainbows. So,
Oh no.
it's really not. And I had one really bad experience when I was racing the All American 400, and that was probably like the only bad experience that I had. And even then, he came up and apologized because he knew that it was kind of over the top to be yelling at a little girl, because I think I was like 15 at the time. I was only 15. And it doesn't mean that it didn't make me mad. Like, I definitely exchanged a few words to him and he exchanged some to me, but he was actually parked right next to me and he came over and he apologized. And then now we laugh about it today. So.
Well, now, did your dad or anybody race before you in the family?
No, but my dad and my grandpa were NASCAR officials at Tucson Speedway. So they've kind of been around racing, but they've never been so far up into where I'm at now. Like, they haven't really taken it that seriously. But my dad would like race these like little dirt buggy things. I don't really know much about it, but yeah, they've always loved NASCAR, always been huge fans of NASCAR. But I lost my grandpa to cancer, so I don't even remember how long ago that was, but he was like obsessed with NASCAR. I'd go to NASCAR races with him all the way at Phoenix Raceway, and I would sleep on the dashboard of the RV just to make sure I don't miss a thing on the racetrack. And I think it kind of started from then. He kind of helps me keep pushing to be where I'm at today, and I honestly think he'd be pretty proud of me.
I think so too. I think you got a good thing going. All right, I'm gonna ask this question. Same question I asked back a few minutes ago too. Where do you want to go with your career in racing? What is your plans? What would you like? What are you setting your goals at?
I want people to remember me as someone who never gave up as an underdog. That's all. That's all I want. Because everyone loves the underdog story. Everyone likes hearing it. So I kind of want to be that the little team that could, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, makes a lot of sense.
That's a great answer. I thought you were going to say if it comes down to 5 laps to go, Becca's leading, you're behind her. Do you move her?
No, I would never do that. If she has that win, I'm giving her that win. I'll be there and I'll be like screening in a football play. I'll move all the other ones around her. So
I thought that's where you were going. I was like, well, then I got to ask you myself.
Well, Quinn, we appreciate you being with us tonight, and we'll talk to you again soon. And I hope everything goes well and everything goes good next year.
of course, thank you guys for having me on here. I really appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
That's gonna be a fun team next year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really good.
Hopefully do well. And it sounds like they've got some success going, and that'll be neat. You know, see how it all turns out.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Good deal. All right, well, that's our show for tonight. We'll get with you again next Tuesday. Please like and share our show, and we'll see you next Tuesday. I haven't got the full list of who we got coming next week, but we got some people coming on, and Scott and I'll be heading off to Charlotte, and might have some stories from there. Good night.
Usually there is.